Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing good. Now, PSG have just knocked Arsenal out of the Champions League, and yeah, we never made it to the final. And honestly, that game was so crazy. I mean, I do think PSG were better than us. I think we left it a bit too late. I mean, a great goal from Saka, and Saka was working really hard in that second half, but it wasn't enough for us today. I just feel like we look quite predictable today. Um, yeah, I just don't think we have the quality um, of the striker. We need a proper forward that's going to really change and improve this team, and we don't have that. Yeah, PSG, I felt they were too fast for us. They didn't look predictable at all. They tried different things, and I think ultimately we didn't. And yeah, it is so disappointing. And the goals we conceded as well. I mean, I think the defending tonight was quite poor from us, and I'm just so disappointed. As I've said, it would have been amazing to get to that final. I mean, I don't know if we would have won it. I mean, Inter are great, and I do really hope they go on now and win it. Um, but yeah, it's so disappointing considering the league is. We've been so poor in the league this season, and we have sort of put everything into the Champions League, and now it's over. And we've fallen short again, not getting to that final. I never really expected us to really get to a semi-final. I did predict quarter-final, but we've not won anything this season again, and this is where we are, and it's just so frustrating to go another season without winning anything, and it's the same every season. Um, I think now it's time to not make excuses and really speak about it now because I'm really tired of not winning stuff. We're Arsenal, we should be winning things every season, and we're not. So yeah, big up Haldinho. I cried. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't feel nervous going to this game because I thought what will be, and if we're not good enough to win, then PSG did deserve to go to that final. I think on the first leg they were great. I think they defended well. Um, yeah, it's a really tough one to take. Getting so close to that final. I mean, when Saka scored, he had a great chance after, and yeah, the game could have changed after that. I think other players needed to step up today. I think Odegaard, I'll probably say this is one of his better games, but I still think we needed to see him shoot more, go for things more. It's just so disappointing. So I wouldn't say Odegaard was one of the best players on the pitch. I think from what we've seen recently, it's probably his better um, performances, but it's still not really great if you're in the Champions League semi-final. You really need some of your um, top players to score and really help you in these big moments. So yeah, I do feel quite frustrated. I mean, I think Arteta again made the subs way too late. I don't know what he was doing. I don't really know what he was thinking either. I think he's got to make it so much sooner. I think Trossard definitely changed the game, and I think he made a big difference for me. And I just think I think as I've always said, Trossard definitely is much better coming off the bench. Um, I think he's more impactful for some reason, and I think that just works. And I think it was great to see him come on. I would have actually brought Trossard on in the 60th minute, or maybe sooner, because for me, I know people have different views on Martinelli's performance, but I thought he was just being quite predictable again. His end product wasn't good enough. I appreciate he was trying to get past players, but again, so predictable, which we've been saying about Arsenal throughout the season. So um, I do wonder about Wanyama, why he hasn't been given more time. I think he definitely would bring something different to this team, and we know what a great talent he is, so I don't understand why we're not seeing that. I just want to go through the comments. And I know everyone's going to be so frustrated right now, and people have their views on Arteta, and I'm just frustrated. Who would you transfer going to next season? I mean, it's so tough right now. I mean, there's a lot of players that will be moving on. We really have to have a big summer ahead. Um, yeah, I think it's going to be interesting what we do. It's got to be a bigger summer yet. Um, yeah, I mean, I just think Partey was quite poor today. He had moments, good moments in the attack, but then defensively, I just think he gave the ball away, and he doesn't. It wasn't just him, but I do think the midfield could really do with a bit of change or attack as well. Um, I do probably question Martinelli. I mean, I think Trossard will be moving on as well, but I do. I want these players to just not look so predictable, and I don't know if Arteta is saying to them to play a certain way, but they need to find different ways of not looking predictable. I mean, Saka as well, he really gave it a good go in the second half, and I know he missed that chance, but we had other chances in the game that we didn't take as well. So, yeah, there's a lot to discuss. Big up Phil, yeah. I do feel gutted, I really, really do. I would have loved to have gotten to that final. Big up Ashik, hi, big up yourself. Hope you're okay after that. We should have had 2 goals in the first 15 minutes, and we didn't seem the same after they scored. Yeah, I think you could always feel like the first team that got that goal would win. As you mentioned, Phil, we had a great start to the game, and it's just so frustrating. It just sums up Arsenal's season. We'll have a lot of possession, we'll do really well, but we don't take our chances. So when you don't take your chances, you're not going to win. So I think they were more clinical, and also I think they have the quality to get over the line for them. I think Saka is obviously probably our best player in the attacking sense today. I mean, Trossard I thought was great today. Um, but yeah, I think it's so frustrating. That Rice chance was amazing as well. Yeah, ultimately, I think today really showed as well that we really need to change our attack going into next season. I'm so tired of saying we need a striker, but today was so evident that we do. Listen, Marino's done a good job taking over from Havertz, but it's still not enough for us to go to a final. I mean, even if we got to that final, um, I didn't really have any hope. Inter are so good, and I think they deserve to really be there. And PSG, I think PSG have been better than us on both sides. I know today we have been unlucky, I will say that. But ultimately, I just don't think our chances was enough. I can't fault the team at the moment for trying, but it's just not good enough, is it today? Son says Arteta, right? I mean, right now, I do worry about him getting us over that line, and I don't know if he can. God of Honor opinion on Sunday. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. I mean, I just think it's what all clubs should do to whoever wins the league. I think it's just a sign of respect. So I think we are doing the right thing by doing it. I know it won't be easy to watch. This season has been. I don't. I can't even think of words right now because I didn't know if we would ever get to the final, but after beating Madrid, I really thought we could go all the way. And the league, I mean, we could finish outside the top four. So that game against Liverpool was going to be important, and we've got so many tough games coming up. So yeah, it's a tough one. How many chances do we give Arteta? I mean, that's the thing. I mean, we have we have progressed in the league, and I can't deny that. But ultimately, we haven't won enough under Arteta. And to me, I think he's coming to the end. If it's so difficult, really, because I just think he's coming to the end now. Listen, we've had him for a very long time, and I just think he possibly is a good manager, but is he good enough to win us league titles, to win us, Champions Leagues? I mean, he's got us believing again, which I admire, but I think a lot of us are just tired again, going by season, not winning anything. I certainly am tired of it all, really. It's just so frustrating, and I don't have the energy to be annoyed anymore about it. Arsenal board are too scared to sack him. I mean, truthfully, I don't think the board care enough. I think because we've been finishing second, and last season was probably our best season or in the league. I think it looks good on paper, so they've been keeping him. But for me, I just think success is so important with a manager, and I mean, it's so disappointing. I just think he's running out of time. He really is. I mean, people might want to see him have a summer. People might want to see him bring in those players. But last summer, he had that summer as well. And ultimately, he chose not to bring a striker, any wingers in. So that's on him really. Um, Most outrageous use of VAR to give PSG a penalty ever. I was actually surprised by that because I was actually thinking to myself, were they giving that for Saka in the penalty box? Because I've not seen it back, so I can't really make a big decision about it. But I'm pretty sure Saka was fouled in the box, and I honestly thought they were checking that. But when I found out they were checking it against us, I was just so upset by that. And I mean, I didn't properly see it because I just thought I knew it was going to be a penalty. But yeah, do you know, I had a feeling that Raya was going to save that, you know. And honestly, it wasn't a great penalty, but it was a good save from Raya. I've got to give him credit there. But yeah, this one, I haven't processed it yet. It feels it's so tough to take this loss. I mean, yeah, I just felt like we could have been playing all day and we just wouldn't have scored. I know Saka scored, and I just really thought if we'd have got one straight after his goal, then it would have been game on. But it just wasn't enough for us today, which is so disappointing. We got NS Sports TV. Hi, do you want Arteta sacked? I mean, I'm not going to blame him for everything, but I do. I mean, these are games he needs to really change things. Um, I don't understand why he won't play Waneri, why he won't. I mean, listen, Odegaard hasn't been great recently. I would have liked him to be bold and maybe just play someone else in that position, and maybe like a Lewis Skelly and play Calafiori or Tierney at left back. I mean, I just think if players aren't performing well, you can't just keep playing them just because they're our captain. And I'll be honest, I don't think Odegaard, I don't think this was his worst game. I do think he was missing a lot of duels, which we need him to not miss. I mean, we gave the ball away an awful lot. A lot of the players did, especially with Partey as well. It wasn't his worst game, but I just want Arteta to make some risky decisions sometimes. And yeah, I mean, I'll be honest. Right now, my honest opinion is that I'm tired, and I was tired last season, and I just don't think we can't keep going every season where we don't win anything. I'm coming to the end. I really am. That is my honest thoughts, and honestly, like we could if we finish outside the top four, then that might be it for me. I'm not gonna lie. I know people will say, you know, what's the difference with finishing second to fifth? Well, I get that because, you know, the league's done anyway. I mean, it doesn't make a difference really because we could still get Champions League football. But I think it just seems a lot better to finish second and fifth, you know. And we do want to end the season as best as we can, but this season has really been so poor. I know we've had injuries along the way, but I do think the team could have done a lot better than what they have done. Um, the ball skimmed off defender's hand but didn't change direction of the shot. Yeah, I think that penalty as well that went their way. I do. At that point, I didn't see us coming back anyway. I was a bit annoyed, but I didn't really see us finding a way back. I mean, I think in that second half, I think if we had scored maybe the 50th minute or straight after, then that would give us momentum. But we just didn't have enough time for me at that point when Saka scored as well. It was near the end, and at that point, it doesn't feel like anything's going to change. Um, I do want Arteta sacked. Oh my god! I mean, Twitter's going crazy. I do think people will want him to go, and I don't blame them right now because the season has just been quite poor for me, and I'm just tired of it now. Um, it's just a real shame. I mean, to get to that final would have been a massive achievement, and yeah, I mean, we've not been to a final in such a long time as well. I really thought we could have done it. I mean, if we'd have obviously lost that final, I would still been proud of the team to get in there. Yeah, I don't know what else I can say now. I'm just so deflated right now. Um, like I said, we've really got to have a really big summer because this just isn't really good enough at all. And it's just a real shame we've not been able to win anything this season. I think we could have done more. We could have gotten to different competitions like the FA Cup. I mean, Palace are in the FA Cup. If they can get there, I really believe we can, and they deserve that, obviously. But I think the feeling now is obviously, going another season, not winning anything. It's a real disappointment for me, and yeah, I just feel like it's going to be. I just think going into our game against Liverpool, it doesn't feel much purpose. I know we need to get Champions League football for next season, but yeah, I think the team are going to feel quite deflated going to that game. I mean, as fans, I don't feel like I care about that game right now. Um, it is what it is. So PSG, I think they're amazing. I think yeah, we've had great chances, and I think if we would have scored sooner or scored more, it would have been a lot better. But yeah, I'm just deflated. I'm just disappointed that we've not been able to make the most of the chances that we did have. But PSG, like I said, I think they deserve to be there. We weren't good enough today, and I think we need to have. For me, I mean, I don't think this is going to happen, but I do think we need to clear out in the summer. I think a lot needs to change, um, because if we really want to win things, we really have to change the squad. Listen, we've got some great players at Arsenal, don't get me wrong. I mean, Rice, that tackle he made, I really think Rice is our captain without being a captain, if you know what I mean. I think he will be a great captain for us in the future, but that was probably one of the best moments for me in that game. I mean, I think we were losing at that point, but when he just ran so much through that pitch and just put in that side end tackle, I really respect that because not many players actually would do anything like that. And he honestly, really, really gives everything for Arsenal, and I can't fault that at all. I think he really did try tonight. It just didn't go away. I don't think we were good enough to win either. And yeah, that obviously the penalty against him wasn't really a penalty, but I think at the same time, I think we didn't do enough to win the game, and I do think the substitutes from Arteta could have been made a lot sooner. I don't really understand why they weren't. I mean, as I've mentioned, Wanyeri, I don't get why he hasn't had enough game time. I think a lot of us are questioning that now, and I do wonder. I'm not saying Wanyeri should start. I'm not saying that he should play, 15 minutes, but at least give him a good 15 minutes, like 20 minutes to come on and see what he can do. I mean, if Lewis Skelly will say, I think, as I said, going forward, I think he was good, but I think defensively he struggled tonight. Um, and he's very young. It's a big learning curve for him and some of these players. But I definitely think you've got to give Ranieri a chance tonight, and he obviously didn't, which is disappointing. Sterling could have come on as well. I would have, if I was Arteta, I would have honestly, especially when Saka got that goal, I really would have thrown on Sterling, Tierney. I mean, Tierney can whip a great cross in the box and, do great. So I would have really just thrown on a lot of our attacking players, and Arteta didn't do that. So yeah, I do think Arteta is responsible for a few things tonight, to be honest with you guys, because it is disappointing that he's not able to react sooner. He's not able to admit maybe that he was wrong. I do think Arteta can be a bit stubborn. I would have liked Arteta, as I said, to go for something different, be risky, because I think listen, Odegaard wasn't perfect, he wasn't great, but I wouldn't have minded if we would have switched things up, and we obviously haven't, which I'm disappointed about. I think Arteta does like to play things safe, and I think that's just the way he is. Unfortunately, I think he just likes to go with what he knows, thinks works. But yeah, I think it would have been nice to see Neri, because we know him and Saka work well together. And as I've said, if you give Lewis Skelly a chance, you've got to give Neri a chance. I know he's young, and like I said, it would have been nice to see him play for maybe 10, 15 minutes, but as I said, it's a real shame that we never really got to see that tonight. I don't really get why he. I mean, another substitution at the end, personally, I wasn't too sure, unless Timber was tired and whatever. But I think Timber for me was. I think Timber did work okay today. I think he was really trying. I know we did struggle at times defensively, but I just don't get why he'd bring Ben White on. I mean, I think, as I said, you've got to check on all your attacking players to really change it, because I don't think we were awful tonight. I can't say we were terrible. I think, as a lot of people have mentioned, we were just missing that striker up top. We're missing someone to just finish the dinner. Like these players just couldn't finish their dinner, and I think we were just really crying out for someone that can just be clinical in front of goal. I mean, a lot of the time we were putting crosses in the box, we were going for it, but there was not many players in the box to really give it a good chance. And I think ultimately, I think the players' positioning needs to be better. I think players need to get into space better. Because I think Saka was really good tonight at whipping crosses in the box and trying to do things in front of goal. I mean, that chance he had before he scored was great as well, and a great save. He's got, PSG have definitely got a great goalkeeper, but I think, yeah, Saka was really trying. There just wasn't enough players there in the box, and yeah, I think they definitely made it hard for us defensively as well. I think, as I said, they're very good at that. I think defensively, I think, I know we don't have Gabriel, and I do think if we had Gabriel, I think things would be a lot better for us. But I do also think that we've done okay so far to survive without him, and I think we do have to be doing much better than what we are doing right now. But yeah, I do think Saliba's missing Gabriel. I think that partnership has been really missed. But I think Saliba had a really good game. A lot of in the good moments that I think when he had to, he got the ball in good positions, and yeah, I think he defended really well. I mean, I was quite impressed with Saliba tonight. I think I think it's just a shame. And I think Lewis Skelly did struggle, but honestly, I'm not going to be too harsh on him. I know he's obviously young, he's coming through. It's a massive game for him tonight. I just think PSG were too fast to, good for us, and they knew what they had to do at the second half. They knew they had to come out and attack and give it their best, and I just don't think I don't think we came out of that mindset. Um, but yeah, it's obviously so devastating to be out at this stage. Um, I just don't think it was enough. I don't think we were good enough tonight. And yeah, obviously, I'm obviously proud of the team for fighting and not giving up and getting to the semi final, which we haven't been in the semi final for a long time. Um, but you do think if you take a few chances, we could have been in that final. But I do think there has to be a lot of changes in the summer, as I've mentioned, because I just think, we have to be ruthless. We've got to really bring in the right players. And no, Jorginho has announced, he is going, and definitely for me the right thing. I mean, he's a great servant, but I think we need to, definitely have some changes in the summer. I mean, if we don't bring a striker in, then I don't know. But I do think we have to bring in like maybe 7 or 8 players. Like I do think we're going to have a really big summer. I'm not too sure about Partey, what he's doing. I mean, I would probably think of other options. I don't think today he had the best game. I think he gave the ball away a lot. I'm not just saying it was just him. I think a lot of the team did, to be honest with you. But yeah, I said we weren't good enough tonight, and this is going to be a big learning curve for us. Obviously, fans now will question about Arteta. Um, as I've said right now, I think fans will be emotional and will say things, but it's another season that's gone by. We've not won anything. And I do think it's time to come to an end. And I'm frustrated. I'm tired of, we all say next season we'll do that, but next season comes and we don't. So, yeah, I do feel quite disappointed. I am going to end this now in a couple of minutes. Because I've been chatting for nearly 20 minutes, and I do appreciate you guys that are watching this. So those that are watching this right now, please do like this, do subscribe, and do comment as well your thoughts on the game. Yeah, obviously tomorrow we'll all feel a lot more frustrated. All of sank in now. Obviously at the moment it doesn't feel real that we've been knocked out, but it is what it is. We just have to hopefully go again next season, get to that final. But yeah, this season hasn't been great at all, but yeah, I think I'll be glad when the season's finished and we can just, get it over and done with. But thank you all so much for watching my show tonight. I do really appreciate it. And yeah, it's been great to chat with you all, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.